All right. Well, hello, sixth grade. Right now, I'm going to be reviewing Form A of your practice test. This is might be similar to what you see on the actual sixth grade fast test. Of course, it won't exactly be the same, but the concepts and standards will all be covered. All right. So number one, let's jump in. First, we're going to read the problems, and then we're going to come up with a plan and execute. So it says a bag of marbles only has red and blue marbles. The bag has a ratio of blue marbles first to red marbles of 3 to 5. So that's blue and that's red. If there are 24 blue marbles. Let me put red in red. So red marbles is here, blue to red. And there are 24 blue marbles in the bag. What is the total number of marbles in the bag? So first we see a ratio 3 to 5. Remember, you want to be consistent. So we're going to go blue to red. All right. So it says there are 3 blue marbles to 5 red marbles. Blue to red, 3 to 5. 3 to 5. Write it as a fraction. It's going to help you with your proportion. Then they tell you there are 24 blue marbles. Well, if there's 24 blue marbles, how many red marbles are there? That's what we are looking for. All right. Couple ways we could do this. We could go ahead and think equivalent fraction, or we can bat and ball. All right. So we have from 3 to 24, I would have multiplied by 8. From 5 to get to x, then I would need to multiply by 8. And 8 times 5 is going to give us 40. So that right there would tell me there's 40 red marbles. If you don't want to do that, like I said, some of you know it as bat and ball. You multiply by the bat and divide by the ball. And you will still get that x is 40. So there are 40 red marbles. Now, you might want to think the answer is 40, but that's not so, because they want the total number of marbles in the bag. So at this point, there are 40 red marbles and there are 24 blue marbles. So altogether, there is 64 marbles in the bag. That's our final answer, the total number. All right, let's look at number 2. It says for each inequality down below, substitute the given values for the variables to determine if they make the inequality true. Remember, we're going to read directions all the way from the top. So number 2 starts, we start reading at the 4. For each inequality, we're going to substitute these values to find out if it's true. Part A says, which of the following values of V make the inequality for V plus 4 greater than or equal to 11 true? So then we know it's V plus 4 that's greater than or equal to 11. Negative 11 then plus 4 is greater than or equal to 11. Negative 11 plus 4, I could put that in the calculator and find out. Negative 11 plus 4 is going to give me 7. Nope. 2 different signs. We are going to subtract. So when we subtract, we're going to get negative 7. So negative 7 is greater than or equal to 11. Well, is that true? No, it's not. That means the first one is incorrect. Let's call this A, B, C, D, and E. But that means A is incorrect. So now we're going to go ahead and try the next one, which is negative 8. V plus 4, again, should be greater than or equal to 11. So negative 8 plus 4, is it greater than or equal to 11? 2 different signs, we subtract. Negative 4 then should be greater than or equal than 11. Is negative 4 greater than 11? Nope. So I know B is not my answer choice. I am going to try this for C. Negative 7 plus 4, is that greater than or equal to 11? Two different signs I subtract, so -3. Is that greater than 11? No, it is not. So C is not an option either. I'm going to keep going until I am done. The next one is V plus 4. That's greater than or equal to 11. V I'm trying is 7. 7 plus 4 is greater than or equal to 11. That's 11. Is that true? Is 11 greater than or equal to 11? Well, yes, because it's equal to 11. That's an option. Then I look at E. What's that? 8 plus 4. Is that greater than or equal to 11? Yeah, well, 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 is greater than 11. So that's true. That means that is true. My answers are D and E. Keep in mind when they say to select all, that tends to mean that you will have more than one. So keep hunting till you find them. All right, now part B, you're going to try it. We have all these options here. So we can go ahead. -6 times 8 is less than -24. I'm trying the first one. You know what? Let me actually put the t in here, because this is the equation. -6t, which means multiplication, is less than -24. So we have -6 times 8 is less than -24. 6 times 8, that's 48. So -48, is that less than -24? Yes, because the more you go on the negative side is the lower the number gets. Remember your number line, right? 1, -1, -2, -3. These are lower as you go to the left. All right. So then we're going to try the next one. -6 times 6, -36. Yep, that's true. That's true. I'm going to try 4. -6 times 4 is less than -24. -24 is less than -24. That's not true, because -24 is equal to -24. And this sign is not a less than or equal to. So because this is not true, the same, like it doesn't say equal, then this will be not true. So no. Now we're going to try the next one. -6 times, let me put it in a different color for you. -6 times -4, is that less than -24? No, that's +24, and +24 is not less than that. So no, doesn't work. And then I'm going to go -6. Negative times a negative is positive, and 6 times 6 is 36. So +36, is that less than 24? No. So my answers are A and B. All right, let's keep going. We have an equation. So it says there's an equation, C times 4/5, and it's equal to 15 and 1/5. We're going to use mathematical reasoning to make the statement true. So there, first of all, that's what I want to highlight. If I'm on the computer, I want to put a line under that. That's important. The solution to the equation here will be greater than or less than 15 and 1/5, because 15 and 1/5 is multiplied by the reciprocal of 4/5. The reciprocal of 4/5 would be 5/4, which is greater than or less than 1. Well, is 5/4 greater than or less than 1? It's greater than, because that's 1 and 1/4. So the solution to the equation will be greater than 15 and 1/5, because this is greater than 1. And if you're multiplying anything with a number bigger than 1, it's going to be bigger than itself. right? So now we want to actually calculate it. We have C times 4/5. That's equal to 15 and 1/5. I'm going to go ahead and make that improper. So 5 times 15 is going to give us 75. Let me actually write 15 and 1/5. Okay, because to make this improper, you're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number, and then you're going to add the numerator. So, trying to get some space. C times 4/5 is equal to 76 over 5. So this is multiplied. If I want to get C by itself, I am going to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I have to divide both sides by 4/5. That's what will cancel this out. So that C is equal to 76/5 divided by 4/5. But remember, I'm dealing with fractions here. So when I have fractions, I'm going to keep the first one, which is 76/5. Change the sign from division to multiplication, and multiply by the reciprocal of the other fraction, which is 5 over 4. Then when I multiply fractions, I multiply straight across. So that C is equal to 76 times 5, which is 380. I'm going to put that in my calculator. Divided by 5 times 4. I don't need a calculator, but 5 times 4, which is 20. And then we're going to solve by dividing 380 divided by 20. And that's going to give me an actual number. It is 19. So C is 19. All right, let's come on down to number 4. It says that there is a pancake recipe, a lot of words, right? So let's not be afraid of the words. Whenever we see a word problem, Miss Reed wants you to read it. So let's go through, because you could underline on the test as well, right? So a pancake recipe takes 3 cups of flour for every 2 dozen pancakes. How many cups of flour does Sally need to make 96 pancakes? And we're going to use a table for help. All right, so I'm going to do it both ways. If I was using the table, I know that it's 3 for every 2 dozen pancake. Well, how much is actually 2 dozen? A dozen is 12. So 2 dozen is actually 24 pancakes. 4 dozen is actually 48 pancakes. Pancakes. So if I went here, I will go in my pattern 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That will be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Continuing this out to help me out. But keep in mind then, that means that this is actually 6 dozen pancake, which is 72. And this is 96. 8 times 12 is 96. And you might say, why, Miss Reed? Why am I multiplying by 12? Remember here it says pancakes in dozens. So when they're telling me 96 pancakes, they're not telling me that in dozens. They're telling me exactly how much it is. So be careful of that transition that they made. And then 15 is going to give me 10 dozen pancakes is actually 120 pancakes, right? So how many cups of flour would she need to make 96 pancakes? That's right here. she would need 12 cups of flour. For 96 pancakes, she needs 12 cups of flour. Now, what if I didn't do it that way? That's perfectly fine, right? Once I know the first one, I know I'm dealing with cups to pancakes. So 3 cups of flour to 24 pancakes is going to equal, I don't know how many cups of flour to 96 pancakes. I'm not using the 2 because 2 is referring to dozens of pancakes, whereas here it's talking about actual number of pancakes. Now remember, once you're here, this is a proportion like what we did in number 1. You can bat and ball. All right, multiply and then divide. Or you can go ahead and cross multiply. So 24x is equal to 3 times 96. And we're just doing a one-step equation here. So 24x is equal to 3 times 96. Hold on. I'm going to pull up mine too. 288. Then you divide both sides by 24. And x is equal to 12. There's other different ways, depends on how you look at it. You can find it, but this is what we're working with. Okay, so let's come on down to number 5. More words, more words, more words. Let's read. An animal hospital has 36 cat patients. Each cat eats 3 scoops of cat food per day. So there's 36 cats, and each of them eats 3 scoops of cat food. So that's 3. Let's get some meow cats. Okay. He gets 1, 2, 3 scoops. The other one, meow, gets 1, 2, 3 scoops. The other one, meow, again, gets 1, 2, 3. That's multiplication, right? So then it says, which equation represents the total number of scoops of cat food the animal will need per day? We just said that's going to be multiplication. So the amount that they need the amount of scoops they need will be 36 times 3 because every cat needs 3 scoops. So B is your equation that will represent that. Now that we know that B is the representation, we're just going to solve it. Select the correct value to complete the statement. They're going to need blank scoops of cat food per day. Well, they can't use 12, right? So even if I don't know, they can't need less scoops than cats. Not 39, because then not every cat would have any because there are 36 cats. So it is 108, but you can multiply it. 36 times 3 is also 108. All right, number 6, we're dealing with fractions, those mixed numbers. Oh, dividing fractions. Woo, we got to know how to divide those fractions, those mixed numbers. So if we're going to divide these mixed numbers, we're going to do each of them in C. Call this number 1, number 2, and number 3. For number 1, it is 1 and 1/4 divided by 3 and 1/2. First thing to do is to change it to an improper fraction. So, like before, we're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number and add the numerator. So that this is 4 times 1, which is 4, plus 1, 5/2, divided by 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 1, 7/2. I keep, I change, and I flip. So to divide fractions, I multiply by the reciprocal. And when I multiply fractions, I multiply straight across. So that this is 10 over 14. Well, I can simplify that. What number goes into both 10 and 14? Wait. Oh, wait. Oops, I apologize. This is a 4. So I can't rewind that. But 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. It's 5 over 4. I apologize. And 4 times 7 is going to give me 28. So now I'm going to go ahead and simplify. 10 divided by 28. What number goes into both of them? They are both divisible by 2. So I can divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. And I get 5 over 14. Which is, boom, that one there. Now, if you don't recall, right, what you could also do, worst case scenario, because we're dealing with test taking strategies, is change it to a decimal, right? So 10 divided by 28 is going to give us 0.357. Now you're going to look up here and divide it and find out which one will match. So 5 divided by 14 is indeed 0.357. Done with the first one. Now let's look at number 2. So we have 3/5 divided by 2 and 1/3 in proper fraction. So 3/5 divided by 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 1, 7. 7/3. To divide fractions, I multiply by the reciprocal. So it's 3/5, keep, change, and flip. And then I multiply fractions by multiplying straight across so that we get 9 over 35. Oh, you can't see it. So 9/35. That's already my answer. I don't even need to change it to a decimal. I'm good to go. All right, now I'm going to try number 3. So that has 2 and 4/5 divided by 5 and 1/4. Improper fraction first, 2 5s, 10 plus 4, 14 over 5, divided by 4 times 5, 20 plus 1, 21 over 4. Then I'm going to keep, change, and flip again. So that I get 14 fifths times 4 over 21. I could simplify before I multiply, right? So what can go into these? I know that this is divisible by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. And 21 divided by 7 is 3. And then I multiply straight across. Or I could just go ahead and multiply straight across. So when I multiply straight across, I am going to get 14 times 4, which is 56. And that's divided by 5 times 21, which is 105. I can go ahead and simplify, or I could just go ahead and divide, make it a decimal, because I am comparing. So 56 divided by 105 will give me 0.53. Well, I know that's not 1/4. It's got to be that 8/15. Let me go ahead and divide. 8 divided by 15, and boom, I see they match. That is my answer. We have 4 more to go. All right, so number 7, polygon ABCDF has those vertices. Let's find the perimeter of the polygon. Ooh, this is a big one. You will have graphing paper. So because you have your graphing paper, you want to plot those points on the graph. All right, so we're back, and um, I just kind of plotted a graph with the X, Y coordinate, and then I plot those points on the graph. You will have a graph paper for your test, and then I counted the units between them. So between A and B, 1, 2, 2 slash marks. Between B and C, there's 2. Between C and D, there's 1, 2, 3. There'll be 6 here, 5, and 8. Go ahead and pause and kind of count those slash marks if you need to. And then now that I know all these green numbers, all the distances between them, I went ahead and added the 6 plus 5 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3, because perimeter means you add up all the sides. And when I add them all up, boom, I got 26. All right, these last two should be quick. Number 8, we have 8 minus the absolute value of negative 2 times 3. So remember, when you have absolute value, you got to find out what's on the inside first. So that's 8 minus negative 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6. The absolute value of any number is always positive. So that's 8 minus 6. And then, 86. I don't know why I have 8. It's also late, guys. I'm sorry. 86. 86. Let me just erase that. That number is 86. So now we have 86 minus 6. And then that's going to give us 80. All right, now number 9, which of the following is equivalent? Now we've got to get this question because it's just calculator. 7 divided by 8. You put it in the calculator, and 7 divided by 8 is 0.875. We've got it. Number 10 is talking about statistical questions. Remember, statistical questions, you should be able to get more than one response and work with that. So how many quarters are in your pocket? It is not statistical. You can count them. You can open your pocket and count it. So no. How many kilowatts of electricity does John's household consume per day? So yes, it's talking about John's house, and it is, he only has one house, but it's per day. Whatever he does on Monday might be different than Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because he's working. He might consume more on Saturday because he's home. He might consume less on Sunday because he's at church. It depends. Each day is different. So because of that, that is a statistical question. It's his house, but it's every day. Different data per day. How many messages does an American teenager send per each day? American teenagers, there's a whole bunch of them. They would have to go ahead and research it. So that's a statistical question. What is your shoe size? That's not statistical because you wear one size. Everybody knows their shoe size. How many siblings does Olivia have? It is not statistical because Olivia is one person and she has just one set of brother or sister. Her answer will be one number, not many different variations. All right, so that's it for 1 to 10. I will come back and we will do 11 to 20.